Are you kidding me? The guy asked for something spooky.
Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something?
Like dick piercings?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be right?
Yeah, just kill some random dude.
His wishes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
I'm a cop. I don't have to be in shape. I'm never going to run faster than Bullet.
And on the other side of the table is Dr. Syintist.
So the 7 little dwarfs had a limited partnership in a small mining operation, and one day a beautiful princess came to live with them, and they bartered housekeeping services for room and board, which was a real good deal for them because they didn't have to withhold Social Security or income tax or nothing, which you're not supposed to do, you see, but for the purpose of the story, I think it's okay.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, everyone knows that sourdough starter is alive, but the question remains, is it horny? Welcome to Plotty Time. And God, I know where your quote's from, but I can't. Is it from Scrooged?
No, Ghostbusters, man. 2.
Oh, I was thinking like Bobcat's incessant rumbling. But
No,
I guess
it's Rick
it was
Moranis.
Just Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
Right, same
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
yeah. Good job. But we'll start with you then, Dr. Syintist. What have you been playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
What I've been playing a little bit more Monster Sanctuary, the Pokemon style game I talked about maybe for 3 weeks now. I don't know. Whatever.
Yep.
Still good. What did I watch? Not a whole hell of a lot, but I did see Avatar.
The new one?
No, I saw the first one for the first time.
Oh, okay. Sure. What'd you think?
It's a little pretentious and kind of annoying.
And just Dances with Wolves? Like the same fucking exact
Never
story?
saw Dances with Wolves.
Okay, well, it's
Do
the same story.
yourself
But instead of Jake being the white savior, Kevin Costner's the white savior. You see.
There was a lot of imperialism in it. I can get that.
Yeah.
And I tried to watch the new one, but I couldn't at the time. I was having problems with a server.
Yeah. Slow internet.
Hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't have Pentel data anymore. I don't know where the slow internet's coming from.
Snap.
Taking it down, PTD.
Yeah, get him. Get him.
And since I couldn't watch the new Avatar, I decided to watch Special again.
Nice.
That's always a good pick.
Yeah. One of you talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good. Every time you watch it, it just gets more and more obvious he doesn't really have powers. But I wish I could go back to the first time I saw it, and I thought maybe he did have powers.
I mean, him believing he had powers was enough for me. Just seeing the whole thing play out with that, yeah. That's a great movie. I need to watch it again.
It's so good.
Classic. I just brought that up today in conversation. It was weird.
My teleportation beats your force
It
field.
comes up a lot on this podcast for sure.
Right.
And I started watching this show on Netflix. I think it's a Korean show called Copycat Killer.
I think I've seen it scrolling through, but
Yeah, it's
don't know
pretty
much
dark,
about
pretty good. It's about this killer who goes around like kidnapping women and killing them brutally.
Okay.
And this cop and a prosecutor are trying to find out I don't know how their legal system works, but
That's fair.
it's definitely not how it would work in the United States, but it's still kind of interesting. They're trying to catch the guy. And you follow him around and he drives around with the women in his soundproof van and like it has windows that you can see out but can't see in. So they're like trying to scream for help and stuff. And he's just like bouncing around in music as they're driving around town. It's a pretty good show.
Nice.
That's
Twisted.
horrifying.
Yeah, it's twisted. It's dark. It's extremely dark, but it's entertaining so far. Entertaining is not a good word for that.
Yeah. Twisted dark.
You're captivated.
Yes.
You want to see where it goes. I get it.
And then one cop's daughter is disappeared, and the killer says he has her, and he starts freaking out and chasing after people he thinks are guilty. It's good, real psychological after a while. Pretty good. I'm like halfway through it.
Yeah.
Interesting. 1 season, 2 seasons?
I think there's 1 season.
Okay.
But cool. Once you watch one like English dubbed Korean show, they give you like 40 different suggestions. Some of them are pretty good. This is one.
Yeah, I wish Netflix did a better job at offering me things because I feel like I see the same shit offered to me over and over and over again.
Yeah. for true.
And then there'll be times when I'm like, is this movie playing anywhere? And I look at Just Watch and it's like, oh, it's on Netflix? I search on Netflix, I find it immediately.
Yeah.
And it's like something I feel like is in my wheelhouse, but it just never comes up.
It seems like if you don't watch something for like 3 weeks, they're like, all right, he's not interested in this anymore. We're not going to offer it.
Yeah, he's not interested in anything.
Yeah.
And it works the other way. It's like, oh, they watched one documentary about
Cheese.
fucking cheese.
Yeah.
Now here's 9 more.
Yeah. Oh, you want to hear the whole story of Wisconsin cheese farms?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it.
Here's one called Cheese Love. Watch that.
And it's never what you think. They're never good documentaries about cheese. You guys have one out there? You let us know. You let us know about these sweet cheese documentaries.
Yeah, I want to watch a good cheese doc now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google that while Poppascotch tells us about what he did and watched.
No, thanks for asking. I finished my playthrough of Atomic Heart.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So I beat the game one time, and then I uninstalled it, and am not going to play it again, because it was not good.
Oh.
You should
very
have quit and not
disappointing.
played the whole thing.
Like, gotta
I was
finish it.
thinking about that, but I was already 3/4 through, so I'm like, all right, finish the story at least. It was a BioShock ripoff that was never nearly as fun to play or nearly as good of a story.
Yeah, they try a crazy switch at the end.
It was kind of like you have this. I'm going to spoil it for all of you out there who still want to play this bad game, so fast forward a bit. But basically, you have a companion that's on your like wrist computer thing.
So it's like, all right, Fallout.
Yeah, it's very much like it's more like Portal.
Okay.
Where you're like bantering off each other and whatever, and then you find out that the voice or whatever that's in your hand thing is the person that started this whole robot revolution.
Oh, okay.
So there's like a twist at the end. It's kind of dumb. I never cared about any of the characters except for the old lady that like helped you out in the very beginning.
Nice.
Hey, quick interruption here. Did you ever hear of a movie called I Want Someone to Eat with Cheese With?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, haven't you?
No.
Oh,
It has
No,
Jeff,
I haven't. I've
it
never
has
heard
Jeff
of it.
Garland and Sarah Silverman.
yes, yes.
It was written in 2006. It has like 6.5 stars on IMDb. Dan Castellaneta.
But is it just like people in a room talking, or is it actually
Yeah.
about cheese?
Oh no, I think it's like a drama. I don't think it's a cheese documentary.
Oh, well, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, what
it's
are you
right in
bringing that
the
up
it's right in
for?
the Chump Slap slap pocket here. 80 minutes.
Yeah, it's not cheesy enough.
Uses food to deal with his problems with his job and women.
Okay.
Hey, it came up when I was searching for a cheese doc, and
Now
I
you
saw
just
Sarah
interrupted
Silverman in it. Yeah,
Poppascotch and his brilliant takedown of...
of a shitty game. Well, he can go back. I thought he was done. That's why I interrupted.
No, you were perfect. I was done talking about Atomic Heart, and I never want to talk about it again.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It may make a list at the end of this year. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh.
You'll have to keep listening. But other than that, I watched stuff. I watched the thing I'll start with. The newest thing I watched was Beef. Do you guys know about Beef?
Is it about beef?
It's what's for dinner.
It's a Netflix show with Steven Yeun from Walking Dead
Right.
and the sketch on I Think You Should Leave, where he uses too small a slice.
Mm-hmm.
And like it's the ugly house. Like you can see the KFC sign right from their front window. He and Ada Wong, and it started with he's trying to pull out of a thing. He's already running hot. He's having a bad day. Someone pulls in, like is going behind him, and they slam on their horn. He slams on the horn, and it starts in a dangerous like road rage incident through this town.
All right.
And then it spirals from there because he finds out who it is, and it becomes like a really weird love story. I thought it was good and well acted, but it wasn't something I normally would have watched. So I'm glad I did, and it was done really well, but it just wasn't like in my wheelhouse, you know?
So you do suggest it, but you don't?
I mean, if you're into really strange romantic comedy, well, it's not even a romantic comedy. There's a love story in there. I think it also does that thing on TV where it tries to like hook you at the end of every episode into watching the next one. This is not weird. We've seen this for years.
Mm-hmm.
But like they'll show something wild and crazy cliffhanger. Like you see a character die or
Right.
whatever. I'm using this as an example. You see a character die, then the next episode starts, and it's like, oh, that was all in someone's head. Like, it's always a cop-out, that huge game-changing thing at the end of the episode.
That sounds dumb.
It sounds terrible, and I don't want to watch it.
There's always something the beginning of the next episode that just pulls it back to normal. It's just, which I didn't like that, but I thought it was good. Everyone did really well in it. Steven Yeun found out who did that. Like, it was Ada Wong's character, and he went in her bathroom and pissed all over it, which was kind of funny.
Nice.
That's terrible.
It is terrible, but it
No,
made
it's
me
not.
laugh because that was all he had.
Depends on whose bathroom it is, but I can't believe that.
Then I watched a bunch of spooky movies.
Ooh,
spooky.
spooky.
We watched Cabin in the Woods again
Nice.
because, I mean, it's always fun.
It's not really spooky. It's more of a comedy.
It's a spooky comedy.
It is. It's a comedy with a couple of spooky moments in it.
Mm-hmm.
But they're kind of ruined once you've seen it like a bunch of times.
You see it once, you kind of ruin the whole thing.
So it's more of a comedy at this point. But we also watched a couple of...
Couldn't believe they killed Captain America.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, like hard. We watched the horror movie Catacombs from 2007.
Is it just like As Above, So Below? And
Well, I also watched As Above, So Below. So we watched 2 Catacombs movies this week.
Oh, sick. He just got on a catacomb kick.
did they have some kind of spooky thing chasing him around dark and claustrophobic corridors underground?
Yes.
Okay, I got the whole plot. All right.
It took... so Shannon Sossaman's character, she is visiting her sister, who's played by Pink, the actress Pink.
Ooh, that's a name out of...
She's still making music. Who would have thought we would be talking about Pink for 30 years? Anyway, she comes to visit her sister in Paris, where her sister's living. Someone has like an unsanctioned event in the catacombs. So they go and party, she gets separated, and spooky things start happening.
Oh, I definitely saw this.
It's very 2007. And it's definitely would have been up your alley, for sure.
Right.
Then it was a huge twist ending, which I won't spoil because it was fine.
Yeah.
And then we watched As Above, So Below, which also is a horror movie that takes place in the catacombs in Paris, but is way better.
Nice.
All right.
It is a great catacomb movie, horror genre.
I thought it was really good. I didn't expect it to be so good. As Above, So Below.
You never seen it before?
Yeah, we saw it a couple years ago.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the billion pandemic watches we did.
Yeah, right.
Well, just watch The Descent then.
Oh yeah, I
And
mean
Descent too.
that's also great. But we were on a catacombs kick, so
Yeah,
those are the only two
okay,
that came to mind. So that is all I watched. How about you there, Sir Chump Slap? What are you playing, watching, doing? What's going on over there?
Oh, shit. Let me just check here.
Nothing cheese related.
No, I wish. I was playing a little bit of Will You Snail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Yeah, it definitely is that.
And the AI is just too dead on when it's like precise jumping is just not your strong suit.
I love that AI. That's
Yeah.
part of the reason I like that game.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What kind of game is it? I don't know anything about it.
Platforming type game.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Meat Boy, Super Meat Boy game.
Oh, okay.
But it's if you do semi decent for one level, it's like, oh, let's up your fucking difficulty.
Yeah, it changes the difficulty on you without you knowing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, fuck, how many times do I have to die before you'll drop the difficulty again? But
I just set it back down myself.
yeah, it's pretty fun, but I prepare to be frustrated.
Oh, wait till you get to the post game stuff.
But the antagonist was cool.
That's pretty cool.
I'll give it a thumbs up for now. But I watched a couple movies.
Anything cool?
Yeah, I watched this one called Dreadout.
I'm gonna assume it wasn't great.
It wasn't good at all.
What's the plot? Is it something familiar?
It's kind of. It is students. They go into a building
Okay.
and then they read a fucking magical piece of paper, and then there's a whirlpool that just appears in the floor. They go to another world. It had nothing to do with
Sounds
the
like a
game.
mix of like Silent Hill and Truth or Dare.
Yeah, it wasn't. No. Sucked. Don't watch it.
So you're not gonna be checking out the sequel to it then?
Oh yeah, he'll watch that.
Yeah, well, why not?
Well, I mean, that's not exactly what I said. Yeah.
Then I watched The Big Lebowski again because that.
Oh, it's a fantastic film.
And then it's the first time it ever occurred to me, but when they go to Arthur Digby Zeller's house,
Yeah.
is that Arthur Digby Zeller's? I just took it for granted that it was him, and just this last time I watched it, I was like, is that even him? Like, did they just go to a random ass house? I don't know.
Oh, I guess, yeah. Well, I mean, you kind of just assume it's the right house.
I know, but then I was like, well, Walter is a fuck up, and he's the one who got all the information, so maybe,
But he did write Bonanza.
I thought about that, and it does make sense, and it totally fits in the character with the fact that he fucked this up and went to the wrong place. Like, if you told me that was the case, and I just didn't notice my entire life, I'd be like, oh, really? I didn't know that, but that totally checks out.
Yeah. That's why it's just like,
Yeah, it makes sense. I can't refute it in any way. But there's also no evidence that it's true.
no, exactly.
It's like when when Charlie said the garbage gets burned, and then the dust goes in the air and becomes stars.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to dispute it.
Yeah. It's like, that doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about stars to dispute it.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I was like, oh, okay. But I watched another movie called Inside
Ooh.
with Willem Dafoe.
Oh, that's a newer one, isn't it? What's that about?
He's a thief, and he gets trapped in this super luxury apartment when he's trying to steal art, and he's just stuck in there like he can't get out.
Like a smart house.
So it's not a smart house. It's just it locked down when the alarm went off or something. So
He can't get out.
yeah, so it's kind of like the fucking Castaway, but he's just stuck in a apartment the whole time.
Is there some kind of like apocalyptic event that happens? Because that could be cool.
No, he's just stuck in there.
You were thinking of putting like a 10 Cloverfield Lane switch on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going with that, but you're like, no, it's just
No, it's just locked down because the alarm goes off.
Yeah, he's like stuck in a panic room, but it's the whole apartment.
Yeah. So yes, it just shows how he has to try to survive, and because the water's shut off, and I don't know. It's pretty weird. It's not really great, but it's Willem Dafoe, so I'll give it a meh.
All right, fair.
And then yeah, that's pretty much all I did.
I need to watch Big Lebowski again. It's been a minute. I think it's time.
It's been quite
That's
a
what
while.
I was thinking. I was like, oh, well, look at that. They just put it on Amazon Prime again. So fuck it.
Is it on Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah.
All right.
Well, quick. The only thing I find about a documentary about cheese
Sure. Yeah. Let's keep
is a 6-episode thing on Hulu called Cheese: A Love Story.
I'll watch that.
And there's also another one called Master of Cheese, but I can't find it streaming anywhere.
Oh, bummer.
Okay, well, keep at it. We're going to need 10 to 15 more updates during this podcast.
All right. If I
Whenever
find
you
a
need
better
to
one,
jump in.
I'm going to try and watch it while you're talking and let you know.
Yeah, don't bother with this bullshit we're talking about.
Yeah.
Look,
Already tuned out.
What?
get the cheese info. Well, then, that being said, at least two of us are going to head over to our favorite segment every week, which is the Plotty Time Vibe Check.
Hey, check that guy's vibe.
What?
I think he stole my wallet.
Okay, well, I found this article. It was a pretty neat news. It doesn't mean anything, because you know how sometimes video game companies, Sony, Microsoft, whoever, they'll file a patent for something weird and wacky.
No.
And then nothing ever happens.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
But we're going to fall into the trap again because of clickbait. And apparently, Sony has filed a patent for a haptic device on a controller that could either heat the controller up, like change the temperature of it, or deform it based on gameplay elements.
How would you deform it?
'Cause imagine it just like turns to pudding in your hand. You're like, oh god.
Yeah. Or all of a sudden it flips around, the buttons are on the back.
That'd be awesome.
And like the puzzle just switches the buttons around. It reminded me of Eggs Extends. Did anybody else see that movie? You know what I mean?
Yes.
With like the living thing with the weird,
That weird gun.
the gun Man, that was a fucking movie.
That is. I almost watched it again this week. That's weird that you brought it up.
I know, right? But if the controller ever actually happened, it will feature a more pliable, quote, elastic member.
That,
know what that
sounds
is.
very sexy.
It does.
Got an elastic member.
The elastic, controllers today as they exist are hard plastic that isn't malleable. The elastic member could actually change shape.
Does anybody actually want a controller that changes shape in their hands?
I think like the heating or cooling element might be a little neat.
Mine gets hot enough as it is holding it that long.
Yeah.
I know. I was looking more towards the cooling aspect.
Right?
Maybe stop some of that hand sweat that happens sometimes. But yeah, I don't know if there'd just be enough wide appeal for something wild that could change shape on the controller. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, not like during a game, but if you like, you just wanted it slightly different.
I guess, yeah, if like, because I hold the controller differently for when I play like a fighting game.
Exactly.
So maybe like that, but.
Maybe like in the future we'll go like full sci-fi and you could turn it into like the fighting stick, or you could turn it into
Wait, you got to go back to the power glove.
the power glove. You turn it into a power glove. Why not? Say controller, power glove me. Or, turn into a racing wheel.
It's kind of like Iron Man stuff that he just hits and it turns into, fits his hand.
Right.
exactly whatever nano machine bullshit.
Yeah.
They need to.
Yep.
That's what, let's make the
Magic
patent. Let's make the patent for nano machine controllers now.
Oh,
Cut this out. We'll make the patent and apply for
got it.
Oh, this is out. It's already gone. Yeah, I thought the controller was kind of neat. Also, that this whole Microsoft Activision acquisition is still getting tied up in the courts and
Yeah, that'll be
regulatory
for a while.
things. The latest update is that Sony's really mad because UK regulators kind of did an about face, and they're like, yeah, we think we are going to allow this to happen. Again, this is a $69 billion purchase of Activision.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll still be like the fourth largest
Yeah, right.
game maker.
Yeah, and remember, we all forget, but they did just pick up, not just, maybe it was like a year or two ago, they bought ZeniMax, so the Bethesda Softworks parent company, and they already said that, what is it, Starfield,
Starfield, I think.
Starfield is going to be Xbox exclusive, and it looks really neat, but, you know, at this point in my life, I have come to the realization I'm not going to be able to play every game, so...
I have so many games I haven't played.
I know, hundreds at this point.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked at your PlayStation library? I'd be shocked if it was a 25% play rate of all the games I own.
Oh, it's got to be. That's probably... I have 50 right now I didn't play that. It's on my PlayStation. Downloaded that I haven't played.
Damn, you and your indie games, they're so much smaller.
Yeah, right? 50 games on a PlayStation.
It's either that or one Call of Duty if I have an external hard drive to add it to.
Well, if you have the external hard drive to add, you can have 2 Call of Duties. Let's be real.
Yeah, look out.
This is not in my official vibe check, but I'll give you guys some inside info, so be cool.
Ooh,
all right?
Okay.
All right.
They're saying, too, that the new Star Wars game, the sequel to whatever the fuck that game is, Jedi something.
Jedi Knights?
I'm crushing
Knights
this
of the
so far.
Knights of the whatever?
Jedi Knights.
Old Republic?
Fallen Order, I think it is.
The new one.
Whatever the new one is.
The new
Jedi
one
Mornings.
is, it's going to be bigger than any Call of Duty game. It's going to be like 200 gigs or something.
Oh,
Stupid like
snap.
Man, it's a good thing that Star Wars sucks.
Whoa.
I didn't play the first one, and I don't think I'm going to play this one. Maybe, I don't know.
I meant the
There's so many
property as a
things.
whole, but
I still haven't touched Elden Ring, and I paid real money for that.
And that's a good game.
yeah.
Yeah, from what I hear.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's still, we'll have some updates as they get spicy.
Ooh.
All
But
right.
eventually, the Activision sale is going to go through and everyone's going to cry. But I still don't understand what kind of monetary sense it makes to cut your Call of Duty revenue literally in half. Like, Microsoft's not going to do that.
No. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, they'll just maybe release it early.
I mean, all PlayStation has to do is copy it and change the name and release it exactly the same.
Yeah, I guess they don't have a lot of faith in that Destiny series. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Who does, man?
Jeez.
Who does?
What a joke.
Oh, also in the vibe check, I thought this was a neat little addition. The PlayStation Store is going to start adding tags for games that have a plethora of accessibility options, like
Oh,
Ghost of
nice.
Tsushima, Marvel Spider-Man, and like Last of Us.
I didn't even know new games don't put those in anymore.
Some
Well,
won't.
they have these features, but there's no way to like search the PlayStation Store or the Microsoft Store and be like, okay, I'm colorblind, so what games are colorblind friendly? You know, that I can switch the color palettes and
Yeah,
see
but I
things.
thought like all games do that now, or is it just the
Well,
games?
all
Is it all
major
indie
studios,
games that I just
yeah.
play?
I think it's getting more prevalent, obviously, but like when you play The Last of Us 2, there's a billion accessibility settings, like visual ones, audio, subtitle options, like making it bigger, smaller, clear, the background color. There's a billion things you can change in that game to make it more accessible, or like kind of customize it to your liking.
Yeah. So you don't have to play the mini games a certain way, you know?
Yeah, exactly, that kind of stuff. So I just thought it was neat. They're gonna add that tag. So if you want to find a game that doesn't have any QuickTime events or has the single button hold for a QuickTime event, you can do that.
Right.
Because fuck QuickTime events. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. I'm not quick anymore.
No, exactly. And now I feel like it's ageist, you know? Like
Yeah,
when they have these QuickTime events that are
exactly.
too fast. I've aged out and I can't do it, so it's their fault.
Scumbags.
And then also in addition, God of War Ragnarok just added a Game Plus mode with a bunch of new features, with new
Oh.
armor, perks, and gameplay options. I think there's a couple like small
I'll
story
get
things that they
right
added.
on that as soon as I finish Miles Morales.
Increase the level cap. They're going to have perks that affect you negatively.
Those aren't perks.
Well, perks that have negative parts to them.
Yes.
Still not a perk.
Yes, it is. If you get plus 25 health, but bigger toes, it's still a perk.
Would you take plus 25 health right now for bigger toes? I wouldn't. I had to buy all new shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel
Define
awkward.
what you mean by plus 25 health. Does that mean I
No,
live
you don't
25
know when
years
you
longer?
agree to it.
It takes 25% more to kill you.
Or you'll live 25% longer.
It's too ambiguous. If it was like
You don't know how long you're going to live anyway.
Yeah.
you could do 25% more of the work, but be just as tired. Yeah, maybe. Because, dude, I did like 3 hours of yard work yesterday, and I feel like I'm going to fucking die.
Dude, pay somebody.
3
You're
hours.
rich.
Crazy. How big is
I
your
was
yard?
trying to, it's very big for this area, but I made the mistake of trying to remove a tree, like a small tree stump. The trees.
Idiot.
Well, there was like 3 trees just jammed into one stump, but the diameter of each was like 4 inches. So I was like, this isn't going to be a big stump. It was so heavy I couldn't get it out of the hole I dug after I unrooted it.
Roots are like pretty big, man.
Dude, he
Yeah,
dug
you
a
know what-
hole, bro.
You know what takes care? Yeah, I'll put it on the Instagram. The hole I dug.
It's gonna be so pathetic.
Real good care of those roots. A fucking reciprocating saw with a demo blade.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that
buddy.
does it.
I mean, you destroy it in 30 seconds, but hey, the root's gone.
Yeah.
The blade, I mean. And then I know a lot of people want me to keep talking about my yard work and the things I do, but instead I'll just keep with the vibe check. I want to end it on a fun story. I don't know if you guys saw this, so please chime in. But a guy who collects Funkos, right? The little, you all know what Funkos are.
All right. Yeah. An incel.
Well, they're maybe not exclusively. There's a lot of overlap in these communities.
All right.
So this guy traded some Funko collectibles for over $150,000 in Cadillacs.
You know, I thought that was gonna be how the story goes. Because every time you read the story, like, oh, this nerd was collecting magic cards forever. Oh, but he changed it in for $500,000 and bought a house.
Yeah.
This guy apparently has swapped half a dozen, so 6 of the Freddy Venom figures.
Okay.
I'm not sure who that. Well, it's Venom, Freddy version of Venom, but I guess they're larger. They're like a foot tall. It doesn't. Go look it up. He exchanged 6 of the Freddy Venom figures for 2 diesel-powered 2023 Cadillac Escalades, each valued at over $80,000.
What an idiot. Why are you buying a diesel Escalade right
Yeah.
now? With the gas price? Psh, forget about it.
I just don't know how you can let go of Freddy Venoms, though. You know what I mean?
Tell me about it, dude. They're just going to go up in value.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna
He
Google
said
it.
apparently most of the Freddy 24 pieces were selling around $8K at the peak. And then another high-end collector told them in an email that this guy apparently bought all of them, or most of them. So he was able to control the market of how much he resold them for. So he unloaded a bunch of them for like $30K each.
Jesus Christ. You can buy one right now for $18,780.
Yeah, that seems high, right?
Yeah, no shit.
But who's like, I love Funko so much, I will buy 2 cars and hand them over.
I love Freddy Venom Funko so much.
Well, it's Freddy Funko as Venom. That's what it is.
Oh, who the fuck is Freddy Funko?
The guy with the crown on the Funko boxes.
Oh,
Oh, you mean they have their own mascot?
I guess.
I guess his name's Freddy Funko.
I'm just learning that now. I don't know about you guys.
I'm just learning it too, but interesting.
I always wanted to get like one of those make your own ones and pay someone on Etsy to make it look like me.
I think you should.
Send
I
it
think you
back.
absolutely should.
It's not fat enough.
Yeah. You got to put a belly on that.
Once we start turning a profit, we'll use the Plottytime credit card and get a couple made.
Oh, snap.
To write off.
Business expense.
That is all we got for the Plottytime vibe check.
Ooh, there's the vibe, and forget about it. I found my wallet.
Still looking for cheese docs.
How about we get into the game, guys? How about
Let's
it?
fucking
Which one
do
are we
it,
doing
dude.
today?
Thanks for asking, because today we are doing the game Dreadout.
Dreadout, son.
Dreadout. I'm gonna say
Dreadout,
Dreadout.
remember?
Dreadout.
Dreadout. It's French, that's right. It was released May 15th, 2014. Number 1 song in the country. Any guesses, guys?
2014?
Drake.
No idea.
I can't think of a Drake song.
Drake's a solid guess, but it is not Drake. I'll get Bentley in here to sing it real quick. Let me open the cage under the desk.
Ew. Weirdo.
That's where he wants to live there. He loves the cage. I don't know, dude. I don't. Hold on, let me get him. Hey, guys, I love being in the cage. I know you do, Bentley. I know. But we need you to sing this song. What song? Look at the fucking thing here. Oh, that one? Okay. All right, here we go.
I know that banger.
'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges.
Oh,
all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me. I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning.
All right. I don't know.
Oh my God, I can't think of it.
Thanks, guys. Bentley's going. He's leaving. He's going back in the cage.
It's what's he doing down there? He's
was
shit on the
eating
floor.
Something, but I didn't.
I just assumed it was some kind of Poppascotch turtle blowjob thing. I don't know.
No, it's like it's a cage is to the side. Don't be rude. He was eating a sandwich or something. I don't know where he got it. Like, dogs are feeding him. All right, do you guys know what the song is?
Yeah, but I don't know what it is.
The song is called "All of Me."
Yeah, I knew that.
All
one.
of Me.
Well, who's the
Famous artist known for his piano playing and marrying a supermodel.
Bruno Mars.
No, he doesn't play piano. He just dances and he rules. John Legend.
That's
John Legend.
All of Me by
yes.
John Legend.
I could not think of it.
Number one movie in the country. You guys actually may get this from the tagline, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Nice.
Tagline is Family versus Frat.
Neighbors.
It is Neighbors. Good job.
Oh yeah.
After they are forced to live next door to a fraternity house, a
We know
couple
what
with a
Neighbors
newborn
is.
baby do whatever they can do to take them down. This day in history, May 15th, 1905, Las Vegas is founded in Nevada. How about that?
Probably by Mormons.
1905, huh?
Was it Mormons?
I don't know.
Why would
It was
Mormons
definitely
found
like-
Vegas?
Well, you know,
I don't think it started out as like, hey, we're going to build a casino here.
It was one fucking slot machine, dude, and it grew.
when I went there last, I went to the Mom Museum and they were talking about like the early days, and it was like dangerous, not fun country living. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like in Wild Wild West.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
the MAGA dream.
Like wicker wicker.
The MAGA dream, but without the ARs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this game, Dreadout, was released for PC, Mac, and Linux, developed by Digital Happiness and also published by Digital Happiness. It is a single-player survival horror game, very much in the vein of Fatal Frame.
Yeah, almost exactly like
It's
it.
weird we said it this morning or before we started recording that it came up fail frame.
It's so weird, right?
Well, I mean, you did the most research, Chump Slap. You really went to town. You went to the library and like got books out and shit. So
It's not going to be long before Palmer stops funding their library.
all right,
Yeah, right.
that's
Where the homeless
so
people going to jerk off?
so sad. Anyway, Chump Slap, lead us into this story. Tell us what this game's all about.
All right. Well, this is about it's about a class that goes on a field trip or something. Gets stuck.
This is a college class, right?
I don't
I don't know.
know.
I assumed it
Why are
was,
they in,
but-
why are they in uniforms?
That's why I was kind of like thinking it was high school too, but
Could be high school seniors. Let's say that.
all right.
So it's not weird. You found them hot.
No, I was just thinking it's weird that they would go on a trip with
Just there's only 5 of them and a teacher.
yeah.
I feel like any kind of like media from that part of the world. This is Indonesian, but Japan, China, they could throw their hats in the ring as well. But they just have like, I don't know. There's no good way to say this. They have sexualized high schoolers in all their media, and no one asks any questions about it. Or
Well,
they do
dude-
that lolly thing where they're like, dude, they're actually 400-year-old vampires, so it's not weird.
Americans do that too, man.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, we absolutely do. But usually there's someone being like, "Is this right?"
I'm sure.
I feel like over there,
It's okay if someone says it might be wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's a made-up story. What is a big deal? Stop being a weirdo. I'm the weirdo. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just straw man the shit out of that. You're welcome.
All right. Good. Now, story starts as one Melinda or whatever. I don't.
They never said her name in the thing.
It,
But-
it comes up when the
No, they
she
say
never, she
Melinda.
never talks. Yeah.
The Melinda part never did. I just saw it in
The wiki. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, she wakes up on a chair in a dark, spooky room, and she's like, "What the hell's going on?" Finds her phone on the ground, and her friend Ida left a message, and she's like, "Where the hell are you?" Kind of message. Then the phone like glitches out and makes some really creepy shit going on,
It's kind of spooky.
and it glitches to like the camera on the phone, and when she looks through the camera, she sees a ghost in the corner. She's like, "Oh god!"
What?
Yeah. So she's like, I got to start using my phone flashlight here and start walking around. So she walks around. She opens a couple doors. She sees a bloody teddy bear hanging from the ceiling in one of the doors.
I leave one up in my house all the time.
Yeah, don't go in that room.
Yeah.
That's what that means. But then she finds her friend Ida, and she's like, hey, follow me. So you follow her around, and you eventually find her standing in the corner of one of the rooms upstairs, kind of like the Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got big Blair Witch vibes.
And she turns into a ghost, and she kills Linda.
What?
Yeah. And then Linda goes to like some type of
Afterlife thing.
afterlife. Yeah, some, you know how it is. And she comes back.
You walk towards the light.
You walk towards the light, and then you come back to life. It's like just how you respawn or whatever. I don't know. It's just part of the story.
Did I read it correctly that there's like I think if you die if you die a bunch, it's a longer run, but if you succeed and do certain things, it's a shorter run.
I can see that. Yeah.
It somehow interacts with the game. Somebody send us an email. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, please. So then Linda's back in the room, and Ida's there, and she says, "Only you can leave. Here, take this key. Get the hell out of here." So
definitely
you do.
spooky.
You do. You're like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. If my best friend's gonna tell me to leave, I'm gonna leave. So she makes her way outside. She's running around. There's a graveyard here, and she has to take a photo of 3 candles on the ground, and some dead body or something falls from the sky, and it scares the shit out of her. And then she wakes up, and now she's in some SUV with other students. We got Donnie, Yayan, and Shelly,
And Ira.
and Ida, and a teacher, Siska.
And Donnie. Don't forget
He
Donnie.
said Donnie.
Oh,
the first one
it
he
was the
said.
first one I said.
And Donnie.
And don't forget Donnie.
He's the jock type character.
He's the coolest.
None of these guys are cliched in any way from types of stories like this.
No.
So they're driving around in this SUV, and they get to a bridge that's been broken. Like, it's out. You can't get across. So they're like, all right, let's get out of the car and look around. And it's like, oh, we just have to get to the other side of that bridge, I guess.
Right.
And Donnie's like, dude, come over here. Let's go around this way.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, well, everyone just...
Let's wander through these bushes.
Yeah, everyone just goes up, leaves the fucking car right there in the middle of the road, and walks to the other side. So they're walking, the whole group, and they reach an abandoned school, and Ida and Linda, the main character, who is a silent protagonist, she never says a word, I don't think.
I don't think so.
They decide, oh, let's just sit here on a bench in front of the school. This reminds me of our old bench that we used to sit in front of our school. Let's reminisce a little bit. So then Ida just fucking goes on and on. You know how she is, just talks, long-winded.
Sure, of course.
And everyone else is like, all right, we're going to go fucking explore this abandoned school. We shouldn't be trying to get home or nothing.
Yeah, no.
We got time. So they're sitting on a bench, and then day turns to night, and the two decide, well, we better go check on the gang, man.
Yeah, it's been hours.
It's been so long. Where the fuck are they? So they go into the school, and the gang's right there. They just meet them right away. And the gang's like, oh shit, Yayan's missing. And we gotta go find him. So they start yelling for him. They're like, yo, Yayan, where you is? And they try calling his phone, but there's no luck. Just isn't working. And then Ida starts acting very strange, but nobody notices. Nobody says a word.
Weird.
And all of a sudden, boom, Linda's locked in the school by herself, and it's all dark. So
Things
she's
really take a turn here real fast.
Yeah.
just out of the blue. She's just like, oh shit, my phone's fucking with me.
Was there like an element of like the Silent Hill, dare I say, Pooh World? Like, did it get to, or was everything just shitty and weird the entire time?
I think it was just shooting weird the entire time. I don't know if it ever...
Yeah, I don't think there's a poo world by the way they explain it when they explain it. But who knows?
All right.
In the movie, there was a poo world. So
Okay.
you're probably getting those two switched.
And if you guys out there have no idea what we're talking about with Pooh World, go listen to our Silent Hill episode. It'll explain everything.
Oh, yeah. It sure does. So she's walking around, using her phone as a flashlight. And she gets to this hallway, and there's like this boar. But when she looks at it through the phone, it's got like a human head.
Yeah, I just called it a pig monster.
Yeah, some type of pig monster. So she takes pictures of it with the phone because that's how you
Because this is Fatal Frame, and that's how you
it's
heard
Fatal
him.
Frame. That's how you heard
Yeah.
him.
Sure.
And then she runs away from it. And she eventually runs into this weird baby in a crib. It's just like a doll, but it just starts acting alive when she gets near it. And there's a ghost there with scissors, and you got to fight him to get your scissors, I guess. I don't need to tell you how, that's part of the story. And then there's just more ghosts, keys, all this blah, blah, blah. And then she gets the key to the exit, and she's like, all right, well, I'm getting the hell out of here. And she goes to open the door and leave, and it's blocked by a woman in red.
She doesn't seem
Interesting.
ominous at all.
You have to fight her with the camera. And during the fight, she's throwing like swarms of locusts. She throws rats at you. Then you finally just take photos of her until she dies.
Sure.
And then Linda gets to leave the school. And when she leaves, there's just like this weird ghost that just pops out the wall, looks at the camera, and it's like to be continued. Part 2.
I gotta say too, the ghost design was pretty sweet. Like they looked pretty terrifying and fun.
Yeah. It would be a neat. I think they want to remake this game,
But also, I was kind of confused on what the story of this game is. The van can't get past this bridge.
yeah.
So people start, instead of getting in the van and turning around and finding another way, they just start walking around.
Yeah.
And then people start, like, you start losing your group and you're like, I got to find everybody. And then that's basically, like, you know what I mean? There's no, like, objective here. The objective
Yeah.
is just find everybody and get out. It's not like a huge mystery, or it's not like you're looking for treasure.
Yeah, there's no reason, no rhyme, nothing.
It's just, I'm in this weird situation and I want to get out of this. Mm-hmm. Which I'm not shitting on it. I was trying to find like a deeper meaning, and I'm like, no, that's the whole story.
Yeah, there is no deeper meaning, I don't think. I mean, I'm sure people have fucking ideas, but...
I could ask ChatGPT, see if it has any ideas.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure it
yeah,
will.
Pretty good.
Okay, I'll fire that up.
Well, anyway, now she's out in the courtyard, like in front of the school, and there's these little tiny pudgy goblin things, and they steal her phone and her backpack.
Fucking annoying, man.
Yeah, they were real dicks about it. So she runs after him. She's like, oh, shit, run. And while she's running after him, she runs into Donnie. He's just being a fucking weirdo, staring into a well or something. I don't know what it is. And she approaches him like, hey, Donnie, been looking for you. What's up? And he just fucking smacks her down to the ground. She's like, oh, shit, all right. Guess I'll run away.
Yeah, you kind of just run away.
Can't really fight Donnie. He's a bigger dude.
Sure.
So you run away. He eventually catches up. You fight him with an umbrella, blah, blah, blah.
You hit him like once and it bends. I wouldn't say that's fighting with it.
Well, you tried.
Yeah.
You eventually escape in this train station, and you do this whole like hiding from Donnie thing, creeping under the floor.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah, it seemed like a decent part, like a little puzzle or whatever.
I made that note too. It was pretty neat, like sneak sequence. Like the floor falls out, so you got to crawl underneath this house, and then like this possessed Donnie guy falls through the floor, so you got to like sneak up and like around the outside. It was pretty neat.
Yeah,
I thought it was done pretty well.
Yeah.
Oh, but before we get any further, guys, let me tell you what Bard has to say about the deeper meanings of Dreadout. Ultimately, the meaning of Dreadout is up to the individual player to decide. However, there is no doubt that the game is a powerful and thought-provoking experience. Here are some of the deeper meanings that have been interpreted from the game. The game can be seen as a commentary on the dangers of superstition and the
Why are you
importance
waiting
of
to the end
critical
for this?
thinking.
'Cause-
The game can also be seen as a metaphor for the challenges of growing up and facing the unknown. The game can also be seen as an exploration of Indonesian culture and folklore. So,
I assume it's just the Indonesian folklore, because I assume they have like a...
Why didn't you wait until we did our final thoughts and bring this up, man?
Because it's not his final thought.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's the machines, man.
Yeah, man.
And none of them are
ChatGPT.
real thoughts. It's about superstition and the importance of critical thinking.
Yeah, that's
Get
stupid.
the fuck out of here.
That's not what it is.
Why are you wasting your time, man? Why are you wasting everybody's time?
Because I want to see what the computer said.
Yeah,
Like,
jeez.
AI's hot right now, bro. Like, we
Dude,
got to add some to
It's
the
just a
podcast,
glorified Google machine. Stop.
or we won't be cool.
Dude, it can write your suicide note
Fine.
for
I'm
you.
just gonna go ask ChatGPT to summarize the next game for me, and I'll read it.
Go ahead.
I will.
I'd like to do that. We should do that.
That'd be a fun experiment.
But anyway, you run away from Donnie. You're in a train. And Donnie catches up to you again. And there's a demon. You see the demon that's possessing him comes out and starts almost chokes you to death. And it just drops you, snaps back into Donnie. And you get away, and you're hiding on the other side of some debris that he can't get through. And you just see the demon snap his neck. Boom. No, Donnie's dead.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
I am the walrus.
Just like Lennon said.
So Donnie's dead. Anyway.
I am the walrus.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
V.I. Lenin.
Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov.
So Linda's just walking around, and she's like, oh, God, this is too much. She just collapses on the ground, falls asleep on the floor of this old-ass abandoned train. And a corpse next to her. Apparently she didn't see it when she fell asleep. It reaches out, wakes her up, shows her that there's an SLR camera there that she can use to fight the little goblin guys and get her shit back.
Cool.
So that's what she does. Goes, fights the little guys, gets all her shit back.
I guess that was supposed to be like an equipment upgrade sequence, you know?
Yeah, just better flash or what? I don't know.
More ghost killing powder.
I guess, yeah. Well, she goes walking on, goes through some tunnels and shit, and then she sees this lady that looks like an angel, just like hovering above her. She's like, oh, maybe this is help. Then she snaps a picture of her. Mm-hmm. Boom, it turns into a fucking demon. And you gotta fight the lady in red again, who just kills you, and you're in limbo again. Mm-hmm. And then when you walk out, you wake up somewhere else. So you're walking around again. You walk into like this med bay area, bunch of beds, looks like doctors use. And you find Shelly in there. She's hiding under a fucking pile of old sheets.
Not quietly
or
either. She's not very good at hiding.
It looks like just a pile of sheets was crying and making noise. So you walk over to it. Boom, it's Shelly.
I could be wrong about this, but I really thought she was hiding in like a huge burlap sack.
Yeah, I thought it was a big blanket, but
It could be.
I thought it
was
like,
weird, and she was loud. I mean, that's
like a military green blanket.
Yeah, something like that. It was definitely weathered. We'll say that.
Yes. So you're there talking. Well, Shelly's talking, and then all of a sudden you hear some scary footsteps. You're like, "Oh shit! Shut up, Shelly." Oh, phew. It was just Siska, your teacher. She came back, but she's got some fucking weird neck wounds and stuff. Looked like she was bit by a fucking vampire or something.
Yeah.
Or dog.
Or Donnie.
Yeah, it could have been. No, Donnie's dead.
Yeah, at this point, we've only seen Donnie as a possessed guy or a zombie or God knows what he was. And then these two, right? And we're like 3/4 through this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And those are the only ones we found, right?
Yeah, I don't think we ever find Yan, whatever his name was. I don't know. Well, anyway. So, Siska's like, oh, okay, I'll just sit here with Shelly. You go find Ira, because I ran into her and she was fucking being a real demon. So you go try to talk some sense into her. Let's get her out of here. Let's go. Mm-hmm. So like, all right, fine. I'll leave you guys behind. And off you go. Then you find Ira, chase her down, and you run into her into a small room, 2 chairs there, and you talk to her. But
she becomes super Valley Girl here.
yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
oh, look at me, I'm a dare head. Haha, we're best friends.
Very different personality.
Yeah. But she's possessed. So you have a conversation. And during this conversation, it can go multiple ways. You can piss off the ghost and it kills Ira right there. Mm-hmm. Or you can talk to her. You got to prove that you remember her phone number from the first part of the game. And
Which is what Google's for.
Yeah. And that's how you can. But then she tells you, like, there's sisters. She's a sister. She has a little doll with her that's a sister. And there's another sister that is in the school buildings. And she's the mean one. She could try to kill you. So, I don't know. But she's like, here, take this key. Oh, yeah. Then she's like, you guys shouldn't be here. And our whole point is to try to make you regret coming here so you never come back.
Yeah, we don't want living people here.
Yeah, she's like, this is our place.
I mean, it felt like bullshit. Like, how do you gauge that? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, okay, you hate this place enough. Now you're allowed to leave.
Well, you just have to prove. I mean, she takes your word for it. She's like, I will never come back. And they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, well, here's a key. Go talk to the second sister. Either she'll let you go or she'll kill you. You know, that's the way it is.
Yeah, you got one sister's approval. Now you got to get the others.
Yep.
And yeah, that whole last interaction you had where she tried to kill you, she was just messing with you. It was a joke, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't take it so personally.
Yeah, she literally says, well, she's not going to kill you, but she'll either let you go or, well, she might kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, boom, Linda gets knocked out. And, there's this whole conversation where the ghost doesn't want to let Ida go. So that's why she knocks out Linda and just disappears. So Linda wakes up. She goes to the mansion. This is a huge multiple stage boss fight here with the second sister, the red lady in red. Some crazy mirror stuff going on. Once all that's done, you sit in front of a mirror and a demon comes up behind you. And then your reflection pulls you into the mirror and you wake up. You're in front of the abandoned school again. And here you have two choices. You can either just turn around and leave this whole town and forget the whole thing. If you do that, that's the bad ending. You escape. You run into some police that are apparently looking for the lost students. And you end up getting into one of the police cars, and they're driving you either to the station or back home or whatever. But the lady in red just pops up in the middle of the road, and the car crashes and kills everybody inside. And that's the end. Or you turn around, go right back into school.
Which is what they teach you not to do in horror movies.
Yeah. And you fight the lady in red, the sister boss. Another multiple stage part. There's this weird ass part where you're floating in purgatory, and there's an eye with inside of a mouth, and there's chains, like kind of
Stage of the boss.
Yeah, it's kind of like Hellraiser. You're like throwing chains at her. It was weird. But you fight her, blah, blah, blah. Beat her, done. You're like collapsed on the floor in the fucking entrance to the school. And Siska shows up.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wait, yeah. Back after you fight or talk to Irda, you go back through the med bay and you see that Shelly's dead and Siska's missing.
Oh, see, I was wondering what happened to Shelly because I missed that ending.
Oh, yeah, you went back and they were... one was gone, the other was dead.
Yeah. So Siska shows up. She's got that gaping wound on her neck, and she's holding like a baby. So she just whispers into Linda's ear. You don't hear what they say. And she just walks away. And when she's walking away, oh shit, that's not a baby. That's like a demon or something. It's got a snake tail, bro.
Oh, shit.
It reminded me of the snake from that game we did not too long ago. What movie was it? Hold on. It was the one where the horror movie and the guy had the worms.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Is it Rise of Nightmares?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but then Linda is so disgusted with that, she just pukes. She's like, ugh, done.
It's just not exactly how it happened.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
She starts throwing up, yeah.
She's had a very traumatizing day. Cut to sometime in the future where Linda's back in society, just walking down the street, and she's walking by people, and you can see like their souls raising up out of them, like she's puppeteering their souls, kind of thing.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's interesting. And she looks at her phone, and she's listening to Ida's voicemail for the 2000 something time, and Ida's telling her about how she's okay. She's in the village. She's the ghost. She's the one sister, but she's in a human body now, so she's digging it. And she says how Linda is now the new lady in red, and she's like Princess of Darkness or whatever.
We'll rule darkness together, bro.
Yeah, that's what it was. We'll rule darkness together. And then it closes up on her eyes as she takes her headphones off, and boom, they turn red. She's like a demon.
Well, then what does this sequence mean where she's walking down the street just seeing like people being puppeteered by demons? Does it mean she's getting like some other insight that she didn't have?
I
She's
assumed
part
she was
demon
doing
now?
the puppeteering.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, because
She's now
they rule
Princess of Darkness or
they
whatever.
rule souls or demons or whatever. I don't know. That's up to the
It's
watcher.
up to ChatGPT to tell us.
Well, we could ask. Yeah, see if it comes up with anything.
But that's it. That's the end of the game.
That's the game. We did it. We got through all of it, and we're better people.
Yes, most likely.
So let's go ahead and move into our favorite segment of every week, Final Thoughts.
Ooh.
And Dr. Syintist, would you like to start this time?
I mean, if I must, I must.
Yeah,
Okay.
do it up, man.
Do you have any questions for him there, Sir Chump Slap?
Yeah, I got a few. I could throw his way.
Let's hear it.
Maybe a curveball or two.
Oh, something unexpected. Oh, I better pay attention.
So watching this video make you want to get the Dreadout.
I love it already.
Hot
You can
start.
stop.
Was the story pretty boring, or did it really get the let out?
Oh, I thought you were going to go with that as the band name for something.
Yeah, I don't know. And out of 27 stars, how many did Dreadout get? No doubt.
Perfect.
I'll take it.
No notes. No notes at all.
It's not. It's going to be better than what Poppascotch says. That's all I know.
That was
Probably. Smart money.
so much pressure.
Did the story work for me? I kind of liked it. I don't know. It was spooky.
Okay.
Was.
It's nice having a horror game that isn't a metaphor for depression or some kind of mental illness.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
we hit a lot of those
Yeah.
recently.
It seems I don't agree with ChatGPT on that has anything to do with that, but I think it does have just to do with mythology, and it's kind of at the end you're like, oh well, okay, I guess these people are just now evil, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess they can now leave that abandoned town they
Yeah.
were in or whatever.
So I don't know. I thought it ends on a downer, kind of good.
Yeah, that's what I'm digging.
It's not what I expected at all. No one was worried about an abortion or something. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, right.
What was the other question? Would I play it?
Yeah.
Nah, not a huge fan of survival horror, but it gets me thinking maybe I would, but I wouldn't.
What if they came out with a new version?
No. Did the store stars? That's what's next.
Yes.
Yep.
Out of 27. It's very Fatal Framey, but I thought it was slightly better than Fatal Frame, so I'll give it one more star than I gave Fatal Frame. I'll give it 8 stars.
Oh.
Okay.
That's pretty big for you.
Well, we've had a lot of disappointments lately. I think it was just
It's something different.
yeah. I didn't hate myself after watching it so much.
It was only 45 minutes.
Yeah, but the other ones were like 25 or something.
That's fair.
But yeah, I'll give it 8. I think it's a average game. I think the story's all right.
All right. Cool.
So, Poppascotch, why don't you answer those questions he asked about Dreadout?
I don't even remember what they were. Do you remember what they were, Sir Chump Slap?
Yeah. Did watching this make you want to get the Dreadout?
Sure.
Was the story pretty good, or could it probably have been led out?
Yeah.
And how many stars out of 27
Would you met out?
is the med out? Yeah, good one. Good one. You fucked it up. God damn it.
Perfect. So, did watching this video make me want to play it? I mean, kind of in the sense that this looked like a lot more fun to play than to just watch the cutscene movies.
Yeah.
Like, to walk around the dark, experience that dread, take the pictures yourselves. Sure. I guess it did. Did the story work for me? Like I mentioned earlier, it's very simplistic. It's just the bridge is out. Let's try to find a way around. Oh, shit. And then that's basically the story. And it evolves into this thing where Linda becomes the new Lady in Red. And it seems like there's more to the Indonesian ghost lore than I'm not seeing. But
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I'll take that.
That's fair.
I mean, I like that. I like the idea that, it's not just a gun shooting things. I know, we talked about it. Fatal Frame did like the same thing, and it was really good. But there were also some genuine good moments in here, like escaping from Donnie. The first time you meet the Lady in Red was very spooky. The whole sit down with Ira is still a little weird and unsettling.
Yeah.
So- It tried to carve its own path, and I think that the only reason it didn't do a great job of that was just it was a smaller studio, and they had to probably scale down this huge vision.
Right.
But
Fair.
I don't really want to hold it against them. So my final score out of 27 stars for the story, because we do the story here. It's hard to say because I was definitely intrigued. Like, there are videos we watch that are a half hour, and I'm like, holy fuck, it's been 6 hours. And, like, this one was very breezy and light, and I enjoyed watching it and seeing it unfold. So, oh boy, okay. I guess I'm going to go with 7 stars. I think 7 stars is fair.
All right.
All right, man. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot of good things going for it. I'd be interested to do the sequel to see if they, refined it and nailed it, or if they went the other way and it was a steaming pile of shit.
Yeah.
But we won't know until we get to that episode.
Yeah.
So it's your turn, Sir Chump Slap.
Mm-hmm. Bring it on, bro.
Did watching this video make you want to play this spooky game?
Oh, shit. I bet you it's lame.
Yeah. Or something with a cow.
It's been a while.
Did the story work for you, or did you want to get out of here on a train?
Oh, did not see that coming.
I forgot what he was rhyming with anyway.
What score out of 27 stars you think you're giving this game?
Nice. Game with game. Chef's kiss. Did watching this make me want to play it? Yeah, it did. It would be an awesome VR game, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
But other than that, yeah, I'd play it. Yeah, I'd just play it. I'd play it. That was all there's to it.
All right.
The story worked for me. Yeah, I liked it. I like how it didn't tell you anything, really. Mm-hmm. It's just like, oh, shit. Because this is what would really happen if you got trapped in a scary place with ghosts. Mm-hmm. You're not just going to stumble across all their fucking information and their notes and little fucking diaries and shit.
Luckily, you were friends and they told you what was happening at the end.
Yeah, right? Your best friend becomes a ghost.
Yeah.
So why not you become the ghost too? Yeah. I liked it. I like the whole picture thing. I guess it's neat. It's different, but again, Fatal Frame, not really that different. Mm-hmm. But I did like the ghost, spirit, demons, whatever. They looked cool and everything. And I enjoyed the whole thing, top to bottom. So, out of 27, what'll I give it? Mm-hmm. You know, I'm gonna give it a 9 because it was good. I liked it a lot for what it was.
Man, those scores are 7, 8, 9, which gives us a total score of 24. Obviously, it didn't take me a second to figure out what those numbers added up to. I'm smart at math. That gives us the same score as Alone in the Dark 2, which we did back in March.
Mm-hmm.
And Metroid Prime, which we also did the week before in March, on March 9th and March 16th, respectively.
Mm.
We're hitting a lot of like 24, 23, 25.
Doesn't that happen
that
every
area.
year? Because it's like the average story score.
They are all average, yeah. I think we're getting narrower with our scores. So by the end of this podcast, they're all going to be the same every time.
It's not a clear, even distribution of scores.
No, we need like a banger or a real stinker to knock us out of
maybe
this.
next week.
Maybe.
Maybe next week. Who knows? All right. Well, that being said, final score 24. Let's go ahead and move into our favorite segment of every week, which is Dr. Syintist Radical Pokemon Block of the Rock.
How can I follow that up?
I don't know.
Pokemon Lock of the Week. That's what it is. Now you'll see.
Every week we ask Dr. Syintist for a 100% amazing radical Pokemon Lock of the Week, and he's never let us down. This week, Dr. Syintist, what Pokemon you got to talk about?
Well, I was looking for the best cheese-themed Pokemon.
Sure.
Swister.
It was that coincidentally, like before this episode, before we started recording.
And of course, there isn't one. Of all the Pokemon, 1,000 that are in existence, there isn't a cheese Pokemon.
That's ridiculous.
That can't be right. Are you sure?
Yeah. I just looked.
You'd know more than
There's
I
a
would.
grilled cheese Pokemon.
I wish. But no, just go with the milk Pokemon. That gives you cheese.
Oh, snap.
Miltank. If you want cheese, you get a Miltank. That's my Pokemon pick of the week.
Milk tank.
Yeah, it's a big cow. It says its milk is packed with nutrition, making it the ultimate beverage for the sick and weary.
I'm going to be honest with you. I expected a much more intimidating looking Pokemon.
Yeah, right.
With a name like Tank in there, I really did.
Well, I mean, it is kind of tanky in the game. You got to think Tank is more defensively than...
Okay.
His ability, thick fat.
Yep.
Scrappy.
It probably takes less damage from like cold or something, if that's what it does.
311, 166.
311, 160, that's not that big.
No.
Well, I guess it is kind of big, actually. But
I don't
311's
know.
like...
I guess.
Short and fat's like a tuna can.
Yeah. I actually expected it to be more cow-sized, but...
Yeah.
It's like a miniature cow.
Yeah. But hey, it makes 5 gallons of milk a day, so you make a lot of cheese with that.
Damn.
Sure could. How you going to make that cheese, Dr. Syintist? What's your method?
I'm going to have to watch the documentary and find out. Get back to you.
I remember my grandmother used to make cheese, and she would hang it in, like, cheesecloth above the sink.
Yeah, that's kind of how you
Ew.
make cheese.
Does that like drip like that nasty shit out?
Yeah, man, it like, as the kids, we were always like, this is fucking not, because it was gray, dude.
Yeah, it's gross. It's gross. Cheese is pretty gross when you think about it. As long as you don't think about cheese, you're all right.
What's
it
your
good
favorite
cheese, though?
kind of cheese?
Sharp cheddar.
I don't know. I never ate it. It
Cooper
was gnarly.
Sharp.
Yeah, any kind of sharp cheddar, man.
Yeah, I love a good sharp cheddar. You're absolutely right. We all agree on the cheeses.
Yeah, it's a perfect cheese then.
I like
As far as-
horseradish cheese, but
I like pepper jack
Calvin.
too, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't like any of the funky cheeses. Get those out of here.
like what? Like
Like-
Limburger.
Yeah, blue cheese. I hate blue
I
cheese.
love
blue
blue
cheese is
cheese.
delicious.
I hate it so much.
Feta.
Oh, so
No,
good.
no thanks, sir. You can feta that out of here.
That doesn't even make sense, man.
Send that Feta X.
I have no more feta jokes. I was really thinking to come up with a third one to round this out. No.
Feta up to
Well,
here.
the podcast says it. The perfect cheese is sharp cheddar.
Yep, there it is.
All right, next week we'll work on our cheese-based puns. That being said, after you've gotten yourself a milk tank, that's one word, go ahead and let's go into the favorite segment of every week, which is Chump Slaps, This or That.
Talk about this. We talk about that.
I'm gonna pick something.
Every week, we ask Sir Chump Slap 7 prompts. This week, he's going to have to decide whether the prompt I give him is a real type of tree
Tree.
or the name of an actual medical condition.
Ooh.
A little tough one. You've been riding high on the hog or high on the milk tank, as we say. And
There's no first K. It's just a mill tank.
Mill tank.
yeah, so milk tank. What we get? All right, you ready?
This is my section.
Tree or medical condition? Are you ready, Sir Chump Slap?
Yeah, bring it on, Broham.
All right, here we go. Number 1, bladder nut,
That's a tree.
buckeye,
Tree.
saddleback,
Tree.
black gum,
Tree.
clubfoot,
That's a medical condition.
shadbush,
Tree.
old man's beard.
That's a tree.
God damn, you got 6 out of
I was just saying, I
7.
thought you got all 7 right.
Damn, which one did I fuck up?
So going through it here, bladder nut is a tree, buckeye's a tree.
Right.
This is the one you got wrong. Saddleback is an actual medical condition.
Dude, bladder nut sounds like a terrible medical condition.
I know, that's why they're trying to trick you, like with black gum, which is a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Clubfoot is a medical condition. Shadbush is a tree, and old man's beard is a tree. So you know your trees and meds. I'll say that.
No, he just knows his trees and he knows which ones aren't.
Yeah, I know what a tree is, dude.
5 out of 7 of them were trees. So if you just went tree heavy, you would have got 5 out of 7.
I did go tree heavy. I went 6 out of 7.
6 out of 7. The streak continues of just, I'm going to go ahead and say it, utter dominance that will continue for the entire rest of the year.
Was the utter a cheese joke?
I wish it was. God. I said we'll work on our cheese-based puns for next week. But for now, if anyone has any really sweet cheese recipes or cheese-based puns or any milk tank fanfics, where could they send those emails to, Sir Chump Slap?
I'll send them to plottytime@gmail.com. I'll read them. I'll look at them. I'll tell these guys what you said and respond to you, too.
Perfect. And maybe if they had to get to us faster on the socials with some more swearing, or they just want a really nice conversation about milk tanks, where would they go for that, Dr. Syintist?
Mill tanks. At Plotty Time on Instagram, and stop by the Plotty Time subreddit and show pictures of cute cheese you have.
Some cute cheeses.
Yeah, some cute cheeses.
All right, perfect. That about does it for us. So you can go to YouTube, like, subscribe there. Really helps us out. You can also go to our store, buy some new shit. New shirt just dropped. Plotty Time, the most accurate podcast in the game. Go pick it up. I dare you.
What? It should be a dartboard with 3 darts in the bullseye.
What are you talking about? The shirt's already
It's
done
already
and up there.
Yeah.
So that does it for us. As always, shout out to Blaine JJ, Drago the Slago, Hamman, and Luis Guzman. More importantly than all that, don't trust Dr. Scientists, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.
Peace.